If you don't have many friends, that means you have a lot of life experience. The best response to criticism is to smile and forget. What distinguishes all love from lust is the fact that it bears an impression of eternity. I opened my eyes and saw the real world, and I began to laugh, and I haven't stopped since. Faith begins precisely where thinking leaves off. Be that self that one is. Life has become a bitter drink to me, and yet it must be taken in drops, counted one by one. You become what you understand. Faith is the highest passion in a man. For it is not what happens to me that makes me great, but it is what I do. Sleeping is the height of genius. People settle for a level of despair they can tolerate and call it happiness. Far from idleness being the root of all evil, it is rather the only true good. Life has its own hidden forces, which you can only discover by living. I would rather be a swineherd, understood by the swine, than a poet, misunderstood by men. It is better to get lost in the passion than to lose the passion. Whoever has learned to be anxious in the right way has learned the ultimate. What is youth? A dream. What is love? The dream's content. Knowledge is a wealth that cannot be stolen. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. The tyrant dies, and his rule is over. The martyr dies, and his rule begins. Many of us pursue pleasure with such breathless haste that we hurry past it. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. To dare to lose one's footing momentarily, not to dare is to lose oneself. The most painful state of being is remembering the future, particularly the one you'll never have. Leap of faith, yes, but only after reflection. Boredom is the root of all evil, the despairing refusal to be oneself. It is very important in life to know when your cue comes. A no does not hide anything, but a yes very easily becomes a deception. On the secretly blushing cheek, it's reflected the glow of the heart. It is so hard to believe because it is so hard to obey. Once you label me, you negate me. If you want to be loathsome to God, just run with the herd. To be lost in spiritlessness is the most terrible thing of all. Happiness is the greatest hiding place for despair. Hope is a passion for the possible. The self-assured believer is a greater sinner in the eyes of God than the troubled disbeliever. Don't forget to love yourself. Cultivate the will. This is the armor that preserves the mind. People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought, which they seldom use. Face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes what you are. It is impossible to exist without passion. Once you are born in this world, you're old enough to die. Why bother remembering a past that cannot be made into a present. Take away the paradox from the thinker, and you have a professor. What if everything in the world were a misunderstanding? What if laughter were really tears? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.